So I'm me, I'm back. This is a poem about those rural dances you can still find somewhere in Ireland, where everyone from 18 to 80 turns up, and you've got no chance of sitting in the corner nursing a drink, being a wallflower. Dancing at Tullamore. You lift me two-handed into the music, slip your arms into mine, come on, you say. Through your rose-pink blouse, I feel the warmth of you, your moistness from dancing. You shake your dark hair, raise our hands in arrow formation, my left hand dwarfs your right. I tell you, you picked the clumsiest dancer in Tullamore, scream if I tread on your toes. Ah, go on, you laugh, and spin me round the floor, arm's length, head back, eyes sparkling. I begin to see that this is what enjoyment is like. This is where movement begins, words end. I watch you trip back to your boyfriend, pick up your drink. He puts two arms around you. You lean into the smoke, listening, whispering. Duty done, an old man made happier. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Dancing, dancing, dancing. Dancing with you at Tullamore. Tullamore, I'm sure you know, is in County Offaly, an awfully nice place. Ooh. I was in Prague recently, and as you know, Franz Kafka lived there, and I went down to Golden Lane, under the Street of the Alchemists, where Kafka did live, and the house he lived in is now Franz Kafka souvenir shop, which I'm sure he'd have found amusing. But on our visit there, the ghost of Franz Kafka seemed to be invading our lives, our room, and just our impressions of the city. So this is the ghost of Franz Kafka. The ghost of Kafka enters room 119, where the poet and his wife are sleeping. He casts a spell and they're forever changed, married in their dreams on the river Vltava. The boat stops under the Charles Bridge. A flame-haired woman recites vows. She calls on the gods to bless this union, cast white lilies on the water. Kafka peers at things arranged in the bathroom. He fingers clothes in the closet, envies the ethnic green shirt, muses how the purple Chinese dress would look good on any woman. He plays with the radio dial. The sleepers hear Mozart in their dreams. Over the many-crowned Radkani, clouds dispense a chilly bohemian rain. The writer sneaks down Golden Lane, plants spells on doors, plots a formula for turning metal into gold. The sleeping couple stir. Kafka gazes out the window, anticipating tonight's fireworks, shower bursting over the forest, the modern alchemy of a too bright world. The writer examines his reflection, lean, angular, monochrome, the sleeping couple in the lower half of the frame. A cock crows, a pale sun rises in the east. Kafka pads to the door, joins the maids and early risers in the corridor. Across the city, hangovers alert their owners to folly, to the painful cost of letting go. Kafka slips away, nothing here to see, nothing more you need to know. This is called Italian cooking, and it's Roman games in the Colosseum from the point of view of a lion. Eating Christians is no good for my digestion. Maybe it's the circumstances, the hot, dusty arena, the chanting crowds, the music. None of it conducive to a relaxing meal. Not that I get a chance to eat much Christian. They usually drag them away once I snap their stringy necks and they fall lifeless at my paws. The Romans expect a lot from us lions. Don't they realise we can't perform at the drop of a toga? A leisurely starter would be nice. Perhaps a couple of cheetah or leopard cubs, or a wild dog pup. I'd rather be back in the savannah, feasting on antelope or gazelle, filling my mouth with their warm African blood. As far as I'm concerned, Italian cooking will never catch on. It only took one young man to start the new Cold War. Delicious irony. A man called Snowden brings on a new Cold War. Washington huffs, Moscow puffs, feeding hay to Mr. Ed for secrets that are secrets no longer. On Airstrip 1, fog prevents flight. GCHQ doing another's dirty work. Want us to shop a Brit? No bother. Big Brother is watching us. WikiLeaks pisses on Big Brother. Democracy caught in the headlights of truth. We knew you couldn't trust the bastards. The bastards know they can't trust us. Now the coat's lining is exposed, fermenting a duel between hot and cold. What was that about a place called Hope? It looks uncannily like a place called Sold. One of the great pleasures for us of coming back to Merton Abbey Mills with a show is to be performing in a room that's just a hop, skip and a jump from where William Morris set up shop here in the 19th century. So I thought I'd write a poem for tonight to try and say something about this man and his very short but crowded life and what he means to this area, to so many people. William Morris. Here where we are tonight, William Morris set the world alight, producing textiles for discerning homes, and some whose furniture included thrones. The Queen hung his paper in Balmoral, rankling with the great man's morals. All the time his socialist heart insisted workers should share his art. He believed that wealth caused sin, and set to write the story out, how capital would take a rout. In News from Nowhere, Dream of John Ball, he showed how power would take a fall. By the Wandle, he created jobs for human beings, not cogs. Kelmscott Manor, the Red House, were designed for days when all are showered in golden rays. Beauty and utility before greed and profit, a template to which craft could fit. A Marxist realist, friend of Engels, a medieval dreamer, political schemer, skillful weaver, of textiles, art and poetry, our neighbour Bill was all these things, sharing so much with passionate friends, Rossetti, Janey and Burne-Jones, so much talent in so few homes. How many lives did William live? Enough to leave 2 epic poems, The Earthly Paradise, The Golden Loom, dancing upon a mighty tune, translations of Nordic tales, Gunnlaug Wormtongue, Goretis, the Volsung sagas. He formed the Art Workers Guild, the Socialist League, where debate could breathe, ideas could live. Rich was the work, but time was thin. No man of flesh fits so much in. Dead at 58. A physician said, he died of being William Morris, I think, not pleurisy gout or too much drink. There goes a man who never stopped till time's winged chariot called a halt. On Wandle's banks he laid his schemes. Tonight we honour William's dreams. The river rolling through his life belongs to you, as he hoped and knew that liberty should make us proud. Let's say it here, let's say it loud, and raise a glass to William Morris, a roaring lion with a gentle kiss. Thank you very much. You've been very kind, warm, wonderful. an appreciative audience, and I mean that most sincerely. My last poem tonight, it's called Waiting for Henry. There's a Henry in everyone's life. Henry is that unreliable friend who never shows up for an arrangement. There's probably quite a few Henrys in the room tonight, except that you said you were going to come, but you couldn't be asked. Waiting for Henry. The rumours begin. Henry's back in town. Days pass. Henry rings. Says he might be at such and such a place, at such and such a time, on such and such a day. We go there anyway, stand around with drinks. Someone spots Henry, but it's not Henry, just someone who looks like Henry. Henry rings to apologise. He got caught up. There was a girl, the train was late. We forgive Henry. He is only as weak as the strongest among us. Henry threatens to come to a party. From an upstairs window, we watch Henry's taxi arrive. He gets out, pays, remembers something, gets back in. We try to calculate how many years since we spoke to the physical Henry, pressed his physical flesh, stood him a drink. Once we saw him in the queue at Bob Dylan. There was a girl, there was a limousine. Henry melted away. We hear Henrys in Australia, or India, or Amsterdam. A card arrives without a stamp. It shows a white building, a red guard. Henry says he is getting his shit together. There was a girl, a plane was late. You know how it is. But we don't. We don't know how it is. This is why we love Henry, wherever he is. In a few moments, thank you very much indeed, we will be joined by Project Adorno to take the show home, as they say. While they're getting ready, I will just tell you about something we're doing on a slightly smaller scale in this locality in the next couple of weeks. Dodo Modern Poets, which is an organisation I'm involved with, has a Dodo Modern Poets, an organisation I have a slight interest in, did have a slight interest in, does regular shows in a little Chinese restaurant. If you come out of here and turn left and walk about 50 yards, you'll find it on the left. It's called Lily's. It's called Lily's Tea House, and Li Yan, who runs it, who is Chinese, says that in China, tea houses are where poetry and culture and music takes place. So we've been doing some shows there, and the next one is on the 17th of August, a Saturday night. Lovely food available, very reasonably priced, very reasonably priced. And it's called Poetry at Lily's, for want of a better name. And the acts on that night include Keith and Suzanne Drake, Andy V. Frost. Li Yan will be doing some poetry and music, and there will also be open mic spots, so if you'd like to come along and read a couple of poems and have a nice plate of food and join us for a very relaxed and informal evening, which may spill out if it's a nice evening into the street outside, or should I say the avenue outside, then please join us. And have I stretched this out long enough, boys?